nuns.
Sophia, you have no idea how much we're going to miss you. It's like losing a member of the family.
Rose is right, Sophia. You're just like a mother to us. We feel like your daughters, too.
I feel the same way, Rose. Just remember, you're smarter than people say you are. You've got common sense, and you know what you do.
Miles is my dancing partner at the ballroom.
Oh, yes, and tonight we were the king and queen of the rumba.
Olé.
Ma, did you have a good time?
Great. I even made a few bucks.
Ma, face it, you cannot be trusted. Every time you get yourself into something like this, I have to end up covering for you. I am not going to end up taking care of this dog.
Did I ever mention that I almost died giving birth to you? The pain was so intense they gave me a towel to bite on.
Rose, it's much worse.
Blanche, what is it?
My life is over.
Oh, Blanche, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for thinking all those bad things about you when I thought you were pregnant. Like what a slut you were for having all those men.
Don't prolong this. I know what car you drive.
The parade's over! Let's hear it for all the birthday boys and girls! But the fun's just about to begin, because now it's time for...
Rose, if God had meant man to eat like that, he would have handed him his teeth in a baggie.
Well, excuse me for asking.
I'm sorry, I'm just irritable.
Oh, poor Sophia. Are you still upset because your friend Bernice moved back to Chicago?
No, Rose, I'm upset because I can't relate to 30-something.
I have a constant sore throat, swollen glands, fevers. My muscles ache and are weak. I am totally exhausted all the time.
I know, you told me.
Well, maybe it bears repeating. Maybe you still think I'm Lorraine Mislansky.
Miles, what are you doing here?
Well, not that it matters, but I was on my way to the Theater of the Living. I thought I'd pop in and purchase a couple of day-old eclairs, which, incidentally, are for a dinner I'm making you next week. But the better question is, what are you doing here with these dandies yet? Dandies?
Her cousin Joe is hanging the wallpaper in Tony Bennett's guest bathroom.
Oh, that's nice.
He says celebrities stop by there all the time. In one day, he saw Dean Martin, Liberace, Don Rickles, and Mitzi Gaynor.
All of these people stop by to use the bathroom on the same day?
What am I, urologist to the stars?
And she and my granddaughter Sarah are coming to visit in a couple of days. I've never been so happy.
Janet, isn't she the daughter who hates you?
Well, that didn't last long, did it? Oh, no, she doesn't really hate me, Sophia. We just don't see eye to eye. But now this is my big chance, girls. You've got to help me. What is something the three of us could do together?
Well, charming. You are the anti-Trump.
Excuse me, Dorothy, but Mr. Griffin really hates it when people kiss up to him. Isn't that right, Your Excellency?
Absolutely right. And just for that, no parting gifts.
All right.
Portion.
What didn't you declare, Blanche?
You.
Me?
And Rose and Sophia. I think over the past 5 years, I might have forgotten to mention that y'all are living here with me and paying rent.
We just slipped your mind?
Well, of course not, darling, but you know I think of you girls as family.
Oh, all right. I admit I'm guilty. But what's the big deal? We all had a good time. All of you who had a good time, put your hands back up. Ed, you damn liar, put your hand down. So what harm did I do?
Happy birthday, Dorothy.
I'm sorry I missed that one. I would love to have been there, but I was...
At the home, we know, Mom.
How's the cake coming, Sophia?
Beautiful. I got every...
And a hint of turbulence.
This is Captain Lloyd again. Looks like we're running right into the eye teeth of a big tropical storm.
I'm a dead woman.
Fortunately, that means we're going to have to turn around and return to Miami. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Did you hear that, girls? We're saved.
Dorothy, what the hell are you doing with my brother?
Calm down, Stanley. It's just a routine search.
I can't believe that you're so desperate that you'd stoop to this.
You can't talk to me that much.
Months. Well, nobody could believe their eyes. Olga Fetchik had turned into a stunning beauty. Every man in town wanted her, and she ended up marrying St. Olaf's most handsome and eligible bachelor, dance instructor Adolf Stepp. The two of them moved back to Norway.
Blanche, I don't think you're going to have to worry. It's not going to happen.
Has anybody seen a small bottle of pills?
Brown bottle, Patton's Pharmacy label, your name on the prescription?
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Ma,
All right, yesterday I was looking for the oregano and accidentally knocked them into the sink. I forgot all about it.
Old as you are and still be in the business. Well, good luck.
I've never felt so good and so cheap in my whole life.
they have me working in the careers and teaching booth. Oh, Miles is going to be there, too, speaking about teaching in college.
Oh, speaking of Career Day is quite a responsibility. I still remember Career Day back in St. Olaf.
Check, please.
Good to have.
Knock it off. It's water, not oil.
Hi. But the only thing we have in common is under the sheets.
What's under the sheets?
His cappuccino maker.
Sir, until I'm back to 99, I'm no longer Sophia Petrillo.
Morning, Dorothy. Morning, Sophia.
Who?
Dorothy, do you realize it's only 2 weeks till Phyllis Strickler's Memorial Day beach party? That means it's only 2 weeks till we have to get back into our bathing suits again. Well, I just slipped into last year's bikini, and I think I look pretty good.
And the sex is no good if it isn't with someone you love.
Rose?
Oh, the very thought of it makes me feel dirty.
Rose?
Oh, gosh, she's right. I do feel dirty.
Well, don't worry. You'll get used to it.
Blanche, I'm going home, getting down on my knees and begging for forgiveness.
Well, where's the outpouring of grief from all the many, many men whose lives I have left barren and empty?
Maybe they just don't know you by your real name.
Well, here it is, Seraphina's next chess move. Perfect. I already know my next move. And when Seraphina sees...
Been performing some honky-tonk? I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty crazy to me.
Now, don't you sass me, Missy.
Well, no, I don't mean to sass you, Daddy. It's just that I'm concerned about you. Now, I want you to promise me that you're going to forget all about this nonsense and go back to Twin Oaks and have a nice long rest.
At 8 o'clock.
See you later, Boff. I'm Biff. Patrick.
Blanche, come on. Hi, Mr. Vaughn.
Oh, please call me Patrick.
He's going to pop the question.
Oh, I don't know that.
Of course you do. What else could it be? Oh, honey, congratulations.
You're more excited than I am.
Well, why not, Dorothy? Just think of it. Life with a successful attorney. The summer homes, the glamorous social circles, those impulsive little trips to Europe with rascally romance.
Ran into a tropical storm, so we had to turn around and come back.
And the plane was entirely full of bald men.
They were all former Mr. Cleans on their way to a reunion in the Bahamas.
So, tell us about the cooking contest.
The competition was fierce. It came down to my muscles.
If it had been your birthday, I probably would have still asked the clerk down at Tuttle's to help me pick out a tie for you. Oh, I bet that would have gotten me some strange looks from the sales staff. Although they already look at me strangely. Because of the time I tried to special order a double-breasted navy.
Of course, yak snacks.
Hi, girls. Hi, Swin.
It's Sven, Blanche.
Whatever. Dorothy, Could I borrow your white windbreaker? Floyd McCallum is taking me sailing today on his yacht.
Blanche.
You know, I guess he just felt so guilty about canceling last night.
Come again.
They are great kids. One of them plays with matches and stuff, but you don't smoke, do you?
Teddy, you old stud!
I mean, you hang around the master long enough, you're going to pick up a few tricks.
Partner dancing, up close and personal. Rose, what I didn't tell you was, when I was 5, Mama enrolled me in a tap dancing class. For 6 months we practiced. 1 hour a day, 2 days a week. And I was good. I was cute and I was good. Real good.
Ma, don't ever wake me up again.
Dorothy, quick, turn on the television. Gil's press conference is about to start. Gosh, I'm nervous. I hope they're not too hard on you.
No, I wouldn't be too sure of that. Look at all those reporters. Yes, maybe I should look up one of my old flames.
Yeah, but not Stan, the other one.
I have some incredible news.
You've been traded to the rope.
Oh, thank you, Rose. Thank you. You don't know what that means to me.
Rose, you remember the kiss unlocked your...
I'm glad to hear it. Would you care to dance?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm usually not this forward, but Glenn Miller has such an effect on me. You don't like Glenn Miller, do you?
Oh, are you kidding? I was in the search party. Let's dance.
Just doesn't belong with certain people. He's a blue jeans kind of guy. This is a black tie affair. We wouldn't have any fun.
Blanche, sometimes you act just like a woman I knew in St. Olaf.
Please, no one say what woman.
Blanche, Jake is crazy about you. You'll break his heart.
Does Ken know how you feel?
He asked me how I felt, if I had a good time, and I had to tell him the truth. I just didn't fit in with the other clowns' wives.
Dorothy, I've been thinking it might help you get your mind off this Ken thing for a while. Why don't you join up?
That. I created an entire relationship in my imagination.
Oh, it wasn't in your imagination. There is something special between us. We appreciate each other. That's why you could help me see where I could do the most good. As a teaching priest.
Well, it's taken me a little while, but
Way to go, Blanche. Because of you and your lousy advice, I've lost miles.
Well, if you're going to come on with this attitude and tweak my nose, and by the way, don't ever do that again because I hate it, I'm not going to help you. How was your date with Tony?
Do you enjoy getting old ladies in trouble?
I'm glad you're here, Mr. Barton. I went down to the courthouse this morning.
This isn't a social call. This morning, when I got in my car, somebody let the air out of my tire. I know she did it.
But that's ridiculous.
If I get you on my property, I'm going to have her arrested.
Mr. Barton, I assure you my mother had nothing to do with your tires. It was just a coincidence.
Coincidence?
A hand puppet, Rose.
Honey, I am so sorry.
I knew you shouldn't have gone to Columbia University. It's in New York City, for heaven's sake. A subway runs right through it. You want to go to college where there are green lawns and willow trees and young men.
Old age. You don't leave fingerprints anymore.
I'm in my twilight years.
You're in the twilight zone. Hopi Indians are worried.
I'll make some breakfast.
You know, it's such a shame. You two stuck here and your 40th anniversary stuck with us.
40th anniversary?
Sure. Today's the 25th, isn't it?
Yes, I guess it is.
I remember when my parents celebrated their 40th anniversary. They did the cutest.
I'm pregnant.
Spice Girls.
Oh, Sophia. She fainted.
Maybe I am a perfectionist, and maybe I do take charge, but, Doctor, if I did not, our whole household would fall apart.
To tell you the truth, Doctor, I'm the glue that keeps these women together, and I am totally unappreciated.
Oh, Ma, please.
Look, you may be...
All right, girls. I want to present Blanche Devereaux's latest creation. I took an 84-year-old woman and made her look like a 65-year-old drag queen.
Hi, Blanche. Hi, Ted. How was your date?
It's not over yet. What are you doing,
I still can't sleep.
I don't want to seem insensitive, Rose, but that's your problem. Get out.
Blanche said
Car with you again, ever.
I can't believe you're being such a wimp.
Ma, you went through the stop sign, you hit a mailbox, you almost ran over Mrs. Burlfine.
Please, the woman's already in a wheelchair. How much more damage could I do? It's not gonna work. I'm not sharing my room.
Oh, Ma, I'm not thrilled with the arrangement either. But for the 2 weeks that David is here, we'll make do.
Sure, it's easy for you. I'm not the one who snores.
I do not snore.
Please, I'll bet less disgusting noises come out of her...
In his socks, I never saw him again.
Your father didn't even take off his pants.
Ma.
What about you, Dorothy? Who was the first after Stan?
The divorce lawyer.
How did you know?
It's always the divorce lawyer.
I've never been in a place like this. Are these all real cowboys?
Of course,
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but when I was dating, the man used to make all the moves.
How many men have you dated? Now, I know what you meant, and I'll tell you, I don't think that's old-fashioned. I think it's kind of nice.
How did you spend your evening?
Parent-teacher meetings. 5 hours of saying things like, well, you...
amounts of your own money to show mutual good faith and open up an account. And if the money isn't claimed, then you could withdraw it all and split it. And if it is, well, at least you've made some interest.
Oh, that sounds too complicated.
I think it would work. I'd certainly be willing to put up $2,000 of my money if you two would put up $1,000 each.
Berta's going to be here in 45 minutes. I don't think you have time to bake a cake.
45 minutes. In 45 minutes, I can bake 2 cakes and knit you a sweater. Out of my way. The maestro approaches the podium.
Hope Sophia finishes in time. You can't give a good birthday party without a cake.
Yeah, I seem to recall a party with 3 cakes that was not... Ma, are you happy here?
Sure. I live in a palace. I got a maid. It's a dream come true.
Look, Ma, I want you to come home. I miss you. We all miss you. Ma, we're your family and you belong with us.
Noted. Chief makeover artist in the cosmetic department at Bamberger's.
Angela, this has to end. You know, I don't think the family even knows what the fight was about.
I'll tell you what it was about. Your mother hates me. I'm sorry, Dorothy. I've been invited to your mother's house twice in the past 26 years.
With Chinese lanterns and Hispanic waiters in tight black pants. And we hire a band to play fish songs in pirate suits with muscles bulging.
How romantic. A roll in the squid. May I remind you, the purpose of these stories is to give the kids family pride.
Hey, I'll have you know it was my father who single-handedly invented the ransom note.
If you're not going to...
Catharticism. Of course, I'm not the type to kiss and catharterize.
I tell you, I am still stunned. I mean, I just can't get over that Stan is gone forever. I'm finally free.
Really?
Oh, and I feel great. As a matter of fact, who can't even afford her own place to live, beam me up!
Beam me up, Dorothy, you believe?
Rose, they checked out what we saw, and it actually was a UFO.
Dorothy,
We'll help you next week. The point is, she practically glows every time she speaks his name.
do you think Dorothy's in love?
Well, she's very definitely smitten. And with a little help from us, I think she can fire Cupid's arrow into the tushy of love. The tushy, until just now. Read that last paragraph.
My sentence has been overturned on a technicality. I'm getting out on the 21st. Now, finally, we can make all our dreams come true.
Isn't that terrible?
Well, he's written catchier stuff, but I wouldn't call it terrible.
Love, period. Some things never change. I'm going to go through with it.
Well, good for you. Yeah. And thank you for listening.
Oh, Victor, come on. Let's get a table. There's something I have to tell you.
But the letter's too sweet to ignore. I'm going to write him back and tell him how much I appreciate it.
Isn't it nice to see Rose feeling so good about herself?
It certainly is. You know, this is the first time I've seen her smile since this whole thing started.
David, I have a confession to make. I wrote that.
Yeah, look, it's terrific. Well, you haven't changed a bit in the 40 years.
Angelo, you're a priest. You shouldn't lie.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Before the trip, I said an extra 50 Hail Marys in case I felt like cutting a loose.
Dorothy.
It wasn't an option. And it wasn't only physical either. You just don't go through what Curtis and I went through just for sex. Although that was reason enough. Blanche, did I shock you?
Yes, I've never heard anybody call Big Daddy by his first name before.
He was the only man
Ma, I can't believe you lied to me.
Oh, come off it, Dorothy. I've been lying to you all your life. Did you ever get that yellow pony I promised you when you were 6?
You're not taking this accident very seriously.
No one was hurt. Besides, it was the other guy's fault. I have a witness.
Your witness is Mr. Pignoli. He's legally blind.
He'll say what I tell him.
Girls, I'm just so glad you're still up. Wait till I tell you about my date.
Wait till I tell you about my discovery.
Let's hear it.
It came to me when I was enjoying my second cup of overtime.
Richard flew me to Atlanta for dinner in his private jet.
You're kidding.
And that's when it hit me. We don't even need our sludge tube.
Friends. I mean, why did you do this, Stan?
I'm scared, Dorothy. I'm scared of being alone. This whole experience has made me feel so vulnerable, so mortal. Being here with you makes me feel secure. Sure, it's great having somebody cook your meals, clean your room.
Ma, that never happened.
Yes, it did.
Oh, come on. Then it must be in the Guinness Book of Records.
It is. The Sicilian one. Garibaldi Book of Records.
Ma, no 72-year-old woman ever became pregnant.
So what? It cheered her up.
She'll cheer up when she realizes...
Excuse me.
Yes?
I couldn't help noticing. How do you make your eyes twirl around like that?
It's not hard. I just try to think of two things at once.
Was very attractive. Have you always been able to do it?
No, reason why you thought the book was about you. My God, you're right. Oh, except for that part, of course, where Vixen is terrified of losing her looks and growing old alone. I have never felt like that.
Of course, me neither. That's what makes it fiction.
In an Oxford. Ah, then he'd laugh, and I'd laugh. Sometimes even the horse would laugh.
With them or at them?
Ma.
You know what you should do? Call what's-his-name.
Rose Nyland, what is that giant velvet painting of dogs playing poker doing out on my front lawn?
Intriguing passersby if I know my art lovers.
And the clothes, and the trunk, and the boxes. You're not having a yard sale, are you?
What's wrong with that?
Are you kidding? I'm not afraid of the storm. 3 o'clock in the morning, she knocks on my door, crying, begging, pleading to get into bed with me. Just like your father used to do before we got married.
So what did you do?
I told him, you're not getting anything till you put a ring on my finger and a donkey in my father's barn.
Not Pop! Ma, could you eat a little more quietly, please?
These are Fritos. You want me to swallow them whole? Hi, Arabella.
Lunch.
Oh, the baby gone?
No, Rose is driving him around to get him to sleep.
Why is he still here?
Well, Ted needs some minor surgery, so they're still at the hospital. What about Virginia?
Well,
However, the producers of the show were kind enough to send over the clothes that he was planning to wear here tonight.
Girls, before she announces the winner, I just...
Hey! Move it along, would you, Itzhak? We're trying to have a conversation here.
May I get you something from the bar?
Yes, bring me a bottle of scotch.
We still have to get through.
Sophia, I failed to listen to my children. And you don't see any of them visiting here now, do you?
I don't even see my hand in front of my face.
Glad you're making a lot of sense.
I guess we were so busy trying to protect our kids, we took it out on each other. Dorothy, I think I owe you an apology.
$20. You have Christmas dinner on me. Go on.
I'll see you right after the first of the year, Mr. Thompson. And Happy New Year. All right, girls, I'm all ready to go.
Thanks for the money, lady.
Blanche, did you give Mr. Meyer money?
Yes, he's a starving artist.
This man is the owner of the...
That should take care of it.
We're all out of fresh pepper. Do you have any more?
Oh, yeah, in the pantry in the back.
Oh, boy, this chicken looks great.
Girls, Count Bessie is missing.
I went out to the garage to feed her, and her got a deal. 60. Oh, good news, Dorothy. I got your date for the banquet.
Ma, I'll get my own date.
Fine, pay 100.
Here, help me finish these invitations.
Hi, girls. Boy, am I stuffed. I must have sampled food from over 10 caterers.
Did you find one for the bank? You're dying, not when you're on vacation. I've waited my whole life to ride Space Mountain, and nothing, you hear me? Nothing is gonna stop me. Why are you always taking her side?
Get a hold of yourself.
What I need is for things to be like they were this morning before any of this ever happened. You know, as far as I'm concerned, George Devereaux was better off dead. Oh, as God is my witness, I will never pick up another man in a library on a Saturday. Unless he's cute and drives a nice car.
Didn't Bette Midler win a special Grammy for that?
Oh, girls, isn't it wonderful how we always have such a good time together? It's been that way right from the start.
Please, Rose, don't you remember the day after we moved in when we went shopping together?
You? That convinced me. I wonder what Charlie would say if he knew.
Probably the same thing Molly said.
Molly didn't actually say that, Rose.
There's
Luigi, let go. Tell you proprio.
Here they are, Dorothy. Vincenzo's new work crew.
Looks like the road company of Cocoon.
What happened?
You shot my balls!
Thank God, I hated that thing.
What
What are you doing shooting? Are you crazy?
I heard a noise. I thought it was the robbers.
I managed to live 81 years. I survived pneumonia, 2 operations, a stroke. One night I'll belt
Around the set.
Come on, honey. We don't want to keep our dates waiting.
Wait, Blanche, honey, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, no, I never wear underwear.
I mean my jewelry.
Oh, forget it. Why paint the peacock?
Yes, sis, Dorothy, when you go to work today, be proud. You're a Petrillo, which in Italian means, hey, I'm on a break here.
I'm ready.
Where are you going with that thing?
Hands together. Save us and you won't have bad dreams. Clap, you miserable.
Come on, honey, let's get it over with.
Bad dreams.
Let's go, come on.
Fine, but I just want you all to know there are monsters living under all your beds.
Good, aren't they?
Oh, I don't need them. Then why do you want them? To play army. And sometimes I like to line them up around my bed and pretend I'm Gulliver. You know, Blanche, you put yourself through this hell every year. Are you sure it's worth it?
Of course it's worth it. On my anniversary.
Yes. Well, I'd been dating seniors since I was 12. I had my reputation to consider.
Shut up, Mom.
After George and I were married, I began to realize that Jamie had this yen for me. Poor boy.
Well, I know he wants to get remarried, and our relationship is getting much more serious, and he just asked me to dinner to talk about something important. Believe me, he's going to ask me to marry him.
And how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I like him a lot, but...
Now I want you to start at the beginning and tell us everything.
Boo, shrimp, you're up to speed. Go, Rose.
Well, to begin with, I had an absolutely fantastic time. He's the same man, the man I love. And that's why I told him I'd go to Chicago with him.
You'd handed. I ought to write that in my book, that lie. What you think, Rose? What page are you on?
Well, to tell you the truth, Blanche, I don't understand any of this. It doesn't seem to make any sense.
That makes sense. Since when are you a literary critic, Rose Nyland?
Well, I'm not.
You're from Minnesota. What have you read, for God's sake? I've just never known how to turn them off. You tell him, Dorothy.
I would, Blanche, but remember, we just want to turn him off, not drain the sex drive completely out of him.
You know, I've always... Stroke, 2 aneurysms, and a spastic colon.
Sounds like a guy I play checkers with.
Hi, Renee. Oh, hi, Rose.
Then you will talk to him tonight.
I will try.
Oh, Renee.
Dorothy, it's crazy, but I feel like how can I bother him? He's doing all this important stuff, saving lives. And I'm going to bother him because I'm a little unhappy.
Are you up for a night on the town with 2 handsome, eligible bachelors?
Oh, thanks for asking, but I don't think so. I'm not that interested in dating anymore.
Now, you know that's not true, honey, or you'd let your hair go natural.
You know what my problem really is? I'm spoiled. I had a long and wonderful marriage with the perfect... Well, this is what I'm wearing for the photographer. It's the nightgown that makes Miles, hot.
Maybe it's the, flannel.
Rose, you don't understand. You cannot wear something that Miles sees you in all the time, honey. This is fantasy.
Find him. All we need is a logical plan. You go check out the attic, and I'll look around outside in case he wandered off.
Good. I feel better now. At least we have a plan.
Honey. Oh.
Oh, come on, Blanche, say it. I'm sorry.
There, what she just said.
pass me the toffee? Oh, with pleasure, Blanche.
You can't be serious. We've had great times here.
We have had great times here. You've just had free food.
That is not true. We've had a million laughs under this roof. Do you remember the time I came over? Dorothy, I know it's been a while, but try and control yourself. I need some rest.
Actually, we're divorced.
Oh, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. Love your shirt.
Nice.
With. Wait a minute. You two read my diary, didn't you? That's despicable.
I will tell you what is despicable, Missy. Some of the things you wrote in that diary.
This is my book from my eyes. You have no right to invade my privacy.
Rose, you said some terrible things. I thought we were friends.
Come on, we're sorry. We're listening now. You have our complete attention.
All right. I went to see Dean Tucker today.
So, big talker. Did you get your mitts on any tickets yet?
As a matter of fact, I did. 3 tickets, rear orchestra.
3 tickets, third.
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Blanche, I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Goodness, I better sit down. Dorothy just said she had bad news.
Oh, well, since you got here first, you go ahead and tell me.
No, you go ahead.
No, really.
No, look, I insist.
Well, then, what are you talking about, Miles?
Rose, my real name is Nicholas Carbone. I was an accountant in Chicago. And my biggest client was the dead man we saw on the TV news bulletin this evening.
The cheese man?
That's right. But Rose, you have to believe me, by the time I found out about it, I was too deeply involved.
In fact, I'm hoping her interviews go well so she can transfer to a college here and I can see her more often.
I was never close with any of my nieces. They all became nuns. It's hard to shop for a nun at Christmas.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
What?
A rat!
A rat?
It wasn't a rat. It was a cute little...
Martha, if she misses us, how come she hasn't called?
Maybe she died, Blanche. It happened before. Maybe this time it took.
You're making this up.
I am not. My grandfather told me that story. Of course, he also used to call me by my sister's name. And sometimes he'd wear his underwear on the outside of his pants. I guess he wasn't a good...
Boy, what a night.
You said it. Sure makes you think.
Sure does.
About what?
Hi, girls.
When did you get back?
Oh, a few minutes ago. What a day. I'm exhausted.
Oh, where'd you go?
Bermuda. Only Richard had a last-minute appointment, so it was just me and the kids. Oh, we had a terrific time, though, swimming and playing and talking. They're lovely children.
Does this mean you're going to marry Richard?
On your own sister.
I'm not turning my back on you. I love you. I'm just trying to do what I think is best for you.
What you think is best? What do you know about being blind?
Oh, Lily, this is very painful for me. Please don't make it any harder than it already is.
I'm sorry, Rose. I'm sorry. I promise.
Enough already. I'm not going to play cards with you anymore.
Why not?
Why should I? You're the only one who gets any enjoyment out of it.
Ah, cards bore me to tears.
Then why do you play?
I like the talking.
The what?
The talking. You and I had some of our best talks over a game of gin rummy. I don't know why, it just seemed...
Now, girls, listen. Remember, the way to make a deal is we state our price, stick to our guns, and undo another button on our blouses.
Much patience and understanding.
That's perfect. All I have is a little patience and understanding.
All right, Ma, but listen, when we get there, remember we are trying to make peace. So whatever you do, don't bring up Ida.
I won't, as long as the dog doesn't. When we go to the movies, who always stands in line for the popcorn? I do. When we vacuum, who always lifts up the furniture? I do. When we clean the kitchen, who always mops? Dorothy. Who cleans the mop? I do. She takes advantage, Rose, and it's time...
What did you say? I said no.
I guess we're paying full price for the cocktail, Franks.
Good news. Clayton and Doug said they'd love to go to the banquet with us.
What? Oh, are you out of what is left of your mind? Why did you invite them?
You know, you have really ruined Rose's relationship with Miles.
If you could have seen her face when I talked like Charlie, I almost wet myself.
Listen, you vindictive little sea monkey. You are going to...
And Marv and I were talking, and you know how persuasive he can be. And he said that I should... And I thought that, well, he's the lawyer, and that's what I'm paying him for, so why don't you?
Why don't I what?
Just sign. It's nothing big. It's a little prenuptial...
People have looked right past me. You know, when I was growing up, the first day back at school every year, half the other kids always thought I was new in town. I had to bring in a yearbook to prove that they were wrong. But all the same, I always felt that deep inside me was a great man trying to get out. So I went into politics.
Medicine.
You took it after dinner, and then you went to sleep. Now, read me how much medicine you're supposed to take. I don't remember.
2 teaspoons every 6 hours.
That's wrong.
Ma, it's written here in black and white.
So, the pharmacist made a mistake. He's not perfect. If the man really knew what he was doing, he would be a doctor instead of just... Why you just nobody else? I wasn't loved by you. And your high school ring, class of...
Give me that.
Oh, Blanche, it's good to see you back to your old self again. But don't forget the doctor said nothing too strenuous for a few days, then you'll be fine.
I am not back to my old self. As a matter of fact, I may never be.
What are you talking about, Blanche?
Listen, I know this sounds crazy, and if it had...
Joanne Pescatori, she's coming to Miami for a visit.
Joanne Pescatori, didn't she own that little candy store down the street from us in Brooklyn?
That was Jeanette Pasadano.
Oh. Then who was Joanne Pescatori?
How the hell should I know? This letter's for Rose.
Ma, why are you reading Rose's mail?
Her life, baking, sewing, gardening, tending the animals.
Ooh, my favorite things.
Okay, let's get the show on the road.
Rose, you sure you don't want to come and just watch?
Come on, Rose. You'll sit and watch my dentures eat corn on the cob. It's a lot of laughs.
No, I don't want to kill him. And he brought home a prize piglet.
Mr. Snuffles.
Exactly. You're listening? Anyway, I loved Mr. Snuffles. I watched him grow. I suffered with him. The way Henrietta's brood made him feel like such an outsider.
All right, I have had it. Thanks to all this constant bickering, I have a splitting headache.
Oh, girls, let's face facts. The three of us just can't agree on anything. I mean, it is obvious we were not meant to live together.
I hate to agree with you, but I think you're right.
I think so, too. In fact, I know so.
This be a little tricky with Plaid. I'd be very careful if I were you.
I think you missed the point of my story.
Oh, really? Run it by us again.
I think not.
So, you ball? I beg your pardon?
This past week has been incredible.
Oh, let's tell everyone how we feel about each other.
What are you doing here? Dorothy, what are you doing on the floor?
That's L.A. law.
I wondered why Susan Day didn't have a French accent.
girls, what am I gonna do? I got a call from a soldier who just returned from the Persian Gulf.
Don't fall for it, Blanche. Sal didn't come home from World War II till 19...
I'll see you tomorrow, Blanche. Boy, this is really beginning to chafe.
Were you able to get him to bed?
No.
Rose still in the closet with the camera?
Yes.
Maybe you'll get him tomorrow.
You're just so much like him.
But I'm not him.
I feel like a fool.
Oh, Blanche, honey. It's never foolish to hold on to a memory. Sometimes it's all we're left with.
I miss him so much.
Right here on the stage. Pardon me? Oh. I'm sorry, that was just an ad lib.
Blanche Devereaux?
Just a moment. Wouldn't it, Blanche? I mean, Reagan's only responsible for half the problem. I have to write to Gorbachev, too.
Rose, honey, you can't be serious.
Dorothy, I'm taking my troop on a camp out in 2 weeks. I don't want this nuclear nonsense spoiling our fun. A well-written, thoughtful...
You have? That's the law of the jungle.
Thank you, Sheena, queen of the slut people.
Ma, Gladys is your best friend. She didn't do this to hurt your feelings. It was probably an accident. She must have forgotten that she already invited you.
Let me tell you something, Puss.
Now, you just settle down. You hear me? Settle down.
Ooh, don't make me do this, Dorothy. This ball feels like it weighs about 100 pounds.
Honey, I sympathize with you. I mean, anyone who has ever competed understands what you're going through. So listen, sweetheart, if you don't feel like bowling, you don't have to.
Oh, good.
You just hold on.
Oh, and Mrs. Montez found her cat. I'll bet she's happy, too. Not exactly. She found it under a Jeep Wagoneer.
Ma, I'm sorry to interrupt this flag-waving psychotic tribute to our country, but I think you need a hearing aid.
Oh, please, I have the hearing of a Springer Spaniel.
Look, Ma, I am concerned. You're my mother. Can't you just check it out, please?
Catering the affair.
Well, he might be able to take me, but my date for the evening is Hunter McCoy.
But what about Jake?
What about him?
Well, Jake has to take you to the benefit. I mean, you'll be there, he'll be there. He'll expect you to be there with him. How could you do this?
Well, Rose, you make it sound so terrible. It's not. Jake. You have ever read a scientific journal?
Believe what you want, see if I care. Hypersexual bitch.
Oh, there you are, Rose. Good. Honey, I'm borrowing.
Obviously better security.
Oh, Dorothy, the art in this room is magnificent. I know. I work in a museum. I'm an art expert. Ooh, look at this Renoir.
Actually, that's a Seurat. His signature style was pointillism. Notice how the little dots of color seem to blend together from a distance.
When there was a knock at the door. Thinking it was the champagne, he opened the door. Posey was there. She accused him of two-timing. He denied it. Posey pulled out a steak knife, plunged it into his chest, and left the room before Blanche could discover her. Jealous rage... Come on! Why didn't you tell me it was Father Leahy?
Well, I assumed you knew.
No, I didn't. I mean, frankly, I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah, well, me too. Well, what difference does it make? We can...
Either I mixed the Elvis list with the wedding list, or everyone in Max's family appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Who cares already? Let's just do it.
Care to explain?
In the first place, it is unlikely that Gloria murdered her father. Statistics show that patricide is overwhelmingly a male crime, although daughters frequently murder their mothers. If Gloria had...
I can't. My taxi's waiting. I just wanted to stop by and say thank you.
For what?
For convincing me to go back home. I figured I'd give it another try.
Oh, that's great. What was it I said?
Nothing. I just decided I didn't want to be as old.
Why can't you people see that there's another point of view? Now get away from here. We've got to work.
I got 5 in my pocket. Here, Dorothy. A lifetime supply.
It's hard. I'll make myself an ice cream sundae. Rose, I suggest you leave the room. I may get a little crazy with the chopped nuts.
My husband was a fan. Not of the cigars, the boxes. We used to keep all our fine cutlery in one.
Blanche was right. She said you were incorrigible.
I guess I deserve it. I always say she's a cheap slut.
Maybe we better be going.
Yes.
I actually enjoyed the story about your imaginary childhood friend, David, who lived in the oven. I had an imaginary friend, but he'd never tell me his name. It was during spring planting.
Rose, do you mind? Gloria's only staying for a week. I'd like to talk to her before she leaves.
Why are you sitting here in the dark?
Why not? I've seen the living room before.
Look, I've got to get some rest. Tomorrow I am seeing Barry Glick for the first time in 35 years. If I don't get at least 6 hours sleep, I look like Buddy Ebsen.
Now that you mention
Shut
it.
up, Blanche.
I want you to meet my husband, Jack.
You didn't tell me you had such a handsome husband.
Didn't tell you he was rich either.
Oh, that's my Trudy. Oh, you haven't lost your sense of humor or those pesky 10 pounds.
Mrs. Petrillo, is that you?
No, it's Jane Fonda.
Oh, Blanche, what if she dies?
She's a tough lady, Dorothy. If anyone's a survivor, she is.
If she dies, I'll be an orphan. Can you believe it? I'm over 50 years old and I'll still feel like an orphan.
I know.
Or someone else. His name is Miles, and he means a lot to me.
Rosie, I never should have left you 40 years ago. I can still see you standing on the platform as the train started to roll by. Remember, Rose? You were walking alongside, tears rolling down your cheeks. When the train picked up a little speed, you stopped.
No hugging, no kissing. Let's just do it and get it over with.
Sounds like the last few years of our marriage.
I wish it was that good.
Wasn't that bad.
No, you're right. The important thing is that it's over. Come on in.
Hello, Sophia.
So did you bring the young chippy with you?
Oh, come on. Blanche.
Oh, hi. How was school today?
Oh, pretty good. Almost half the class came back after the fire drill.
Price tag pinned to right sleeve.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm taking the tags off this dress and saving them so I can put them back on again tomorrow. That way, when I take it back, they won't know I've worn it.
Americans, you measure everything by the almighty dollar.
Well, we're trying to learn the metric system. It's not that easy.
This place is like a sweatbox. Oh, great. The air conditioner's not working.
Well, who needs air conditioning? We have a fresh ocean breeze and a breathtaking view.
It's extraordinary. Did you know an Ingrid Kerklevaner?
You knew Ingrid?
She must have been about 19 then. She worked in the kitchen in the monastery. Talk. That's all she ever did. We were a silent order, so that was very refreshing.
I suppose it was. I mean, sure.
I want, and it scares me,
I keep waiting for a knock at the door. Hi, it's me, failure. And I'm scared to face it alone. What I'm trying to say is, I need your help, Dorothy, like I did when we were together. So, what do you think?
What is it now?
Habit.
Give me that. Listen, Ma, I've made a decision. I think we're going to have to get a nurse to take care of you until you're well.
A nurse? Why can't you take care of me?
Normally I would, but I have that education conference.
The day would come when the tables would turn and I'd have to take care of him. But I guess it has.
Sophia, why don't you come with us? It might be fun to hear Blanche's father sing.
To you, Rose, but what are you...
To her home. My kids would have been clear across the country. I couldn't bear to lose them, so I stayed.
Your children are over 30. You're still staying for them?
I couldn't leave it because of all the things we're
Oh,
going
look,
on.
I don't want to hear about it. Oh, my God, I'm storming out to the bathroom.
Will you look at what we have? We make each other happy.
You lied to me.
We'll need help making decisions. That's the way it was with Thor, our pet lamb. From the time he was first separated from his mother, he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't sleep, he wouldn't frolic with the other sheep.
You're slipping into verse, Rose. Keep it simple.
Daddy got the idea of
just a big.
I know that guy. That's just a stage name.
Ma, I don't like this new crowd that you're hanging out with. Now, why are you with these people?
I just love watching you two kids kiss. It's so beautiful to see. He loves you, pussycat, he loves you. Listen, Luke, I want you to know, I don't feel like I'm losing a daughter. I feel like I'm gaining a son. Son, where did...
Oh, I thought you were going to stab Stan.
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, do you honestly believe that I would stab Stan at my own daughter's wedding?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Well, of course not. I would wait until after the wedding. There are too many witnesses.
Thanks again, Rose.
Oh, you're welcome, Milton. Now, you let me know how it works out.
I certainly will.
And no more tears.
Right. Bye-bye.
Oh, he's such a royal pain in the butt. But it's all part of my job.
You don't have a job.
Know who he is, Blanche. Santa, how could you?
Rose, this is Ed Kleckner. He's working part-time over at the mall. He's on his break.
Santa is never off duty, mister. As long as you're in that uniform, the only thing that better be on your mind is giving people what they want for Christmas.
Come on, honey, let's get to that audition. Gloria, just consider this your home.
Oh, thank you. Nice meeting you both.
I'll tell you about it later.
Honey, let's go in the kitchen. I'll fix us some coffee.
No, wait. First, open these. Now, there is a new outfit for you, and some warm pajamas, and an...
And big old cod pieces.
Blanche, how do you make it through an omelet?
78, yes. 64, yes. 81, yes.
Now, what are you doing?
Reading the obituaries and checking out the people who died younger than I am now.
My mind.
I thought I heard you in here. What are you doing home?
I'm all better, Ma.
Oh, she is not. She's afraid to have the surgery because she has a phobia about hospitals.
And do you know why I have that phobia? Because when I was 5 years old, I was left alone in the hospital on the day I was having my tonsils taken out.
I was in Cleveland at your Uncle Mario's funeral.
I'd love you to meet my friend, Rose.
Oh, hi, John ready. Shall we go? We've got reservations at 8:30.
Take me. Out. Take me out for dinner. Thank you.
Rose, we're nervous enough about having to go over to the McDowells. Do you have to make it worse?
Well, it's nothing to be nervous about. I mean, Bobby and Al are watching through the kitchen window the whole time. If we get in trouble, we just have to signal them.
Listen to me. You got Martha Ray and Madge mixed up again.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Ma, would you like to listen to a joke?
Is this from your act?
Could be. I went down to the Comedy Barrel and signed up for Monday night. Let me try this out on you.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you can borrow mine. But please be careful with them, they're a gift.
Ma, why don't we make that phone call from the kitchen?
Rose, it's over. I'm a free man.
Under the table, behind the couch, Bambi was onto me like that.
And then there's the water pressure.
I got more water pressure than this apartment.
And another thing.
Listen, sir, we don't want to give you any trouble here. You can have all our money.
No. I'm not here to rob anybody. I'm Santa's helper, for God's sakes. Give me a break.
What's this all about?
I came here because I wanted...
But it hasn't. I was hoping that it might help me get over my, problem.
What problem?
Well, it's not easy for a man to say, Rose. I'm impotent.
I'm leaving. I'm not about to mourn a man who's been with every woman in this room.
He was never with me.
I guess even he had his standards. Hold it. Stay where you are. Father, if you don't mind my saying so, I think you lost control of the room. In Sicily, we never went to the doctor. We went to the widow Caravelli. Whatever you had, she had a cure. She was best known for this green salve she used to make to treat ear infections. One day she gave a batch to Salvador, the village idiot.
Contact with the outside world for at least a year.
He dumped you.
Yes.
Dorothy, I'm sorry.
Why is it whenever I think I've met Mr. Right, I'm wrong?
Because, Dorothy, you're not the most perceptive woman in the world. Well, what's everybody doing up? I thought you all stood asleep.